Hello everyone, this is Maria from Maxifisio. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I prepare on this video a group of exercises that are very good to work on your foot core, your foot stability, your foot and ankle proprioception, and so on, which can be beneficial for you if you're suffering with plantar fasciitis, if you've sprained or twisted your ankle recently. Also, maybe if you sprain one of your toes and the healing process is completed. So there's obviously no inflammation on the toes at the moment. And yeah, they're in general also very good, as I say, in general for your stability on the foot and the ankle complex. So for this video, I'm going to be using one of these short bands, the loop bands. You could use, I guess, a long TheraBand as well, but I'll be demonstrating with this because it's a lot easier. We don't need that for all the exercises, but for some of them we're gonna need them. So first thing we're gonna do is just having a look at our feet, trying to keep the heels and all 5 toes sort of planted and making sure there's not much rotation through the feet, trying to keep also your knee, hip tracking with the center of the foot. And we're gonna start by trying to lift the big toe independently from the other toes, and then bring your big toe down and lifting the other 4 toes. Okay? And I'll show you again. I'll show you how, I guess I'm not very close to the camera, but hopefully you can see how I'm lifting my big toe up, then the other toes. And these are sometimes, if you're not used to it, you might need to passively help yourself with your fingers, to facilitate that movement until, you get kind of your brain connecting, with what we're doing. First time I tried this, it wasn't really happening. So it takes practice, but it does get better. And I like you to do about 10 times each way, ideally. Okay, so I'll show you once more, and then we'll do it on the other foot. So I would suggest, even if the one side it's injured, the other one is not, to work on both. Because there's sometimes, the one that feels a bit easier, it kind of gives you a feeling how you should feel on the other one. And as I say, it's not easy in any case, so it's good for your, as I say, your feet strength, your ankle stability. So I would recommend to do it on both feet. And of course, you can also practice this even if you're not injured. They're very good for feet, so you can always practice this even if there's no issues going on at the moment on this part of your body. Next thing we're going to do is with the band. So we're going to try to lift passively your big toe. So with the band, you're going to lift the big toe up. The other 4 toes stay down, so again, you can always control them not coming up. And now I want you to press with your big toe down, and that should activate a bit your arch. You might feel almost a little bit your Achilles tendon, maybe the calf. Okay? So often we tend to lose a little bit the arch, and that can give a lot of problems. And we'll go again. But also because we spend, especially in Western cultures, we spend a lot of time in shoes, then we end up losing our capacity of using our toes and our feet. So, our feet are designed ideally, for us to walk barefoot, but obviously we can't be doing that in cities and so on. So we tend to lose, as I was saying, the capacity of all of the muscles that we have, connecting our toes, our foot, working properly. So you can do this once again about 10 times, and then we're going to do the same with the little toe, which is a little bit trickier. So again, you can lift it passively and then try to press your little toe down. Okay, usually, if we find the big toe, it's hard to move, the little toe is even harder. But it's also very important, on our foot, our 1st and 5th ray. So the medial side, the lateral side, it's very important. Yeah, so I'm pressing down, and again, I'm feeling I'm working, So I'll allow you to feel that too. So I'll show you again once more, but I would suggest again to at least 10 repetitions. You can always do more, of course. And then I'll show you on the other side. So same thing. We'll lift the big toe passively, try not to lift the other toes, press it down. And again, try to feel how the arch activates again. Maybe lift your calf, your Achilles tendon. And again. And it doesn't have to go up necessarily too high, just enough for you to be able to press down against the resistance. Okay, you'll notice as well one side is a bit stiffer than the other. But hopefully we can get a bit of movement on both. And again, if you need a bit of support to control the other toes, that's absolutely fine. And then once you've done at least 10 repetitions, again, you can do a few more always if you like. We'll go for the little toe. So same. We lift it up, nothing else is lifting, and try to press it down against the band. Yeah. Again, should be feeling you're working if you do it properly. So press the big toe down strong. And again. Usually also looking at it, having visual feedback helps. And also notice the difference between the right and the left. One side always feels a bit weaker, but hopefully we can get both working. I'll show you once more. And again, I would encourage you to do 10 at least, if not more. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is just trying to dissociate a little bit each toe. So I'm going to need to lift toes of the one foot, and I want you to think of bringing down your little toe, fourth toe, third toe, second toe, big toe, and then come up from the first to the fifth. And I want you to try to do it as if you were doing one after the other, as best as you can. Okay, these ones are very hard for me. So it's like a waving type of movement, trying to again get a bit of independent movement on each toe. Okay, and then you can try the waving the other way. I'm not very good at this way. It's a lot harder for me. So this will be starting from your big toe down, then second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, and then lifting from the little toe up to the big toe. So as you can see, I'm still need to work a bit on this myself. But like everything, with practice gets better. Also want to try to keep the toes as spread as possible. I tend to kind of like shrug them a little bit myself, so that's something I also need to improve. So yeah, you don't want to kind of like making a claw, if that makes sense. I'm going to try to think of your fingers like roots, yeah? Spreading. And then I would say again, trying to do 10 each way of both, and then we can do the other side. Lifting all 10 toes. Let's start with the little toe down and lifting from the big toe back up, yeah? And you'll notice as well, so I kind of spread my toes a bit better on this side, so it's my right, my dominant. So you know, like everything, same as we're right, left-handed, the dominant side tends to be a bit better. But nevertheless, yeah, I work on both. And then we could try, after you've done 10 of those each way. Oh, this is still as hard. We'll try again from the big toe down, second, third toe, first toe, big fifth toe, and trying to lift from the little toe. Not so good at these ones. Hard work, but again, very beneficial. And you should definitely notice, you know, how all of the foot, the plantar fascia is getting a bit of work, but in a good way. You know, it's often the plantar fascia. So we can end up developing plantar fasciitis, not just because it's tight, but also because it's weak. Kind of like with most injuries, really. Sometimes things become tight because they're weak in the first place. So you should always address the strength. Yeah. So I'll try to show you once more, and not the best, but you can get an idea. Yeah, and then again, allow you to try to do 5 10 kind of each way of both variations. And then if you feel maybe you need to do a bit of a calf stretch after that, or also to stretch the sole of the foot, you could come against the wall and just come to this position. So if I was sideways, I'm just pressing the foot completely. I'll actually show you like this so you can see it better. But if you were on a wall, you could just kind of press onto the wall to help you. So we're stretching the foot at the back. Maybe you can feel again the sole of the foot and the calf, the Achilles tendon. And I would suggest to hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds, if not longer, to make sure you're holding it for enough time to give yourself a stretch. If you hold it only for 5-10 seconds, doesn't really do much in terms of the stretch. And then you could change. So again, if you were on the wall, you know, you would go from here to here. Yeah, so you can see it there as well. I'll show you again from the side. So yeah, the nice thing about the wall is that you can kind of push a little bit and use that push to help you with the stretch. So it feels a bit stronger than if you're doing it here. So I'm feeling the stretch like this, but definitely feels stronger if I'm on the wall. And the same, but 20-30 seconds at least, trying to feel the base of the foot, the calf, Achilles tendon. So for me, I feel my plantar fascia on the right side is tighter. I feel that more in comparison to the left, but I'm still getting a nice stretch on the calf, a little bit on the sole of the foot, but not as intense. But my right side is tighter in general, so you'll probably notice that too. One side is a bit better than the other. All right, and then once you finish stretching both sides, that will be the end of the exercise I wanted to show you today. So I hope you find this video helpful and useful. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you have any suggestions for any other content, please let me know. And if you're interested in any of my online classes or sessions, you can visit my website, maxifisio.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you hopefully soon in one of my other videos. Bye bye.